Hello, let's start our series where we will create the tech tools for Unreal Engine. Firstly, we will start with do some tools via blueprints. After that, we will also do some Python and as well C++ for custom possibilities. So let's get started. For the first example, I have the idea we can do something like disable or enable some settings in our static meshes. So right now you have some assets, and here you have something like generate lightmap UV and as well many others flags. So how to enable or disable that flag via tools? Because it's quite common someone after they import the asset, they forgot to disable that flag. Especially in Unreal Engine 5, we don't need it for the light map. So right now, okay, we have a one LOD, but it's still here. Generate lightmap UV. So we see on UV channels 2. Okay. So right now, the generate auto UV is turned on. Double checked if that's still here. Okay, it's here. So how to proceed with the all of the meshes in the content browser? So, but let's get back to the start. I create some small canvas here, and we will start from here. This is the editor utility widget. So we create that by pressing right mouse button, editor utilities, editor utility widget. After that, you named it as you wish, and we prepare some hierarchy here after you write some information. So, as we want to enable and disable generate lightmap UVs, I like to name that as well. Okay. This is the text, so we need to modify that comment here. And we have something like, because this is the editor utility button, we have the information here. On clicked, that will activate some comments. So we press that plus, and we saw the comment what will start to do something after you press the button. And we want to work for all of the selected asset in the content browsers. So here they are named assets. Here on the outliner, so as well as in the word, they named actors. So because we want to modify and manipulate the assets, we need to find something like that. So let's press and find assets. Get selected assets. Okay, so for every selected assets from the content browser, that will do something. Because this is the array, so that is a many of the selected assets, not only one. We need to use for loop because we need to iterate per one asset. So we press for loop. And I also like to check how it's work and if I work properly. So I like to add print string and attach array element here. Let's say compile. Let's press compile and select that two meshes. In the output log, we should see the name of that assets. But how to press that button? Okay, here is our tool. We need to press right button and run editor utility widget. Okay, press generate. And it wasn't worked as we suspect, because that press EU tools. Ha, okay, it's worked as we suspect. But I want to print that SM airship body. Cool. So that works. Right now we can remove that and work for that to disable that flag. Generate Lightmap UV. As it is static mesh actor. No, sorry. This is the assets right here. So we want to work for static meshes. So we will need to cast to them. So we get here, get selected asset for each loop, and we need to cast to static mesh. Okay. And right now, as we cast to the static mesh, we can take a look if we have here that flag. Generate. Oh, this is interesting because we cannot find here generate Lightmap UV. Lightmap UV. So what we should do right now. Firstly, we need to check if we can grab that information from without context sensitive. Let's take a look. Static mesh, get costume, generate Lightmap UV. Get Lightmap UV. Cast, maybe that will be the point. Okay. So we got the possibility to enable or disable generate Lightmap UVs. Set generate Lightmap UV. Okay. So we need to include something here and enable or disable that as a bool. But if we don't know what to attach here, we can read. Of course, firstly, when we compile, that will be the error. Okay, error. The blueprint itself is not the static mesh editor subsystem. So, static mesh editor subsystem. Let's check it. Static mesh editor subsystem. Static mesh. Okay. So we have static mesh editor subsystem, and let's check if we compile that compile properly. So we can save that. And right now I disable the flag generate Lightmap UV. Let's check if that works. Okay. So here we have UV channels too. So when I open the assets and try the generate Lightmap UV, it is disabled. So because we're working on the SM barrel low. Let's check it. UV channels 2 and generate Lightmap UV is enabled. So we need to press on that static mesh. Press our tool and it's done. Let's check it. Why it's not happened? Because we have already opened it. So now let's check one more time. I will reload that assets. Press here. Jump. Generate Lightmap UV is turned on. Get selected asset. Okay. Press that. Generate Lightmap UV. Okie dokie. And here it is. So generate Lightmap UV, turn off. So it's worked. Okay. So that is the first tool what we create via only blueprints to modify some settings inside the static meshes. Of course, we can use couple of them to disable that flag. So if I will select more of them and press Generate Lightmap UV, that will go by one and check if they can disable Generate Lightmap UV. And we see the little star where something is modified, and when we open that we will see Generate Lightmap UV is turned off. Generate Lightmap UV is off. Okay, so that is work. In our next video, we will try to make the tools for maybe some duplicated assets or for some empty actors, or maybe where the actors cast shadows and you want to select them inside the editor. Thank you for the first video.